Welcome to Be Real, when we put self care strategies into practice in real time. How do we handle these difficult situations that challenge us to hold to our commitment to ourselves when we're feeling pressure to do otherwise? So, this time we're going to talk about alcohol. This is a tricky one. So, I don't drink. I don't like how I feel. I love the idea of it. I love holding a glass. I don't have trouble with alcohol. It's just I've practiced this over and over again, and what I've discovered is I don't feel good when I drink. Holding the glass feels great. Love that. I love being in the experience. Love learning about it. Love being in wineries and all those things. I love all the experiences around it. But the fact is, I don't feel good when I drink. What happens is I say things I don't want to say. I have a lot of regret. Or definitely the regret is I wake up the next day, I don't want to exercise, I don't want to be productive, or I can't be. I feel sluggish. And it's everything I do on a daily basis is to help me wake up, right? I'm far from perfect. It's clunky and bumpy often. But the fact is, I meditate so that I can think clearly. And I plan so that I can be intentional about my day. I use my planner so that I can say, this is the day that I want to craft and create. This is the life that I am manifesting. So to then drink so that I can't feel, I can't think clearly. Um, I compromise my health when so much of my efforts are about my health and well-being. It doesn't make sense. And it actually compromises the relationships that I have with other people, and it compromises and undermines the commitments that I make to myself to take care of myself. My sleep gets funky. I eat foods I don't want to eat. I feel gross. It sometimes could take days for me to recover after just a couple of drinks, and it's who I am. So, self care requires self knowledge, self awareness, definitely curiosity about ourselves. We invest so much time in the postured lives of strangers on social media. However, we don't show really much interest or curiosity in our own lives, and we've got to shift that. So, have you thought about your relationship with alcohol? What is it? How do you feel? Does it enhance your experience does it lubricate that social kind of dynamic that can feel uncomfortable? How does it impact you? So, in my coaching work with clients, almost without fail, I walk clients who are going through 2 weeks of no alcohol. And it is fascinating. See, we need to remove things so that we can understand the hold they have over us. And almost without fail, actually, let me think. No, 100%. Every client changes their relationship with alcohol because they understand, oh, this is what I've told myself alcohol does for me, and this is a reality. There's a pretty big discrepancy between our cultural norm and therefore our sense of it and actually our reality. And this is about being real. So I've discovered after years of experimentation, I am someone who doesn't drink. And it's part of my identity now, not in a nana, nanny, nanny, boo boo, look who I am. I'm so special and all this stuff. It's like, no, I did the research and I've concluded I don't like the version of me that is drinking or the version of me that is the day after of drinking. But the social pressure is brutal. And my clients report that over and over again. See, when we step out of the norm, we challenge everybody else's habits and relationship with whatever it is we're shifting. So we're not doing it to challenge them or to be better or to posture or anything else. What we're doing is doing our thing. We're on our path, but simply by virtue of being on our path, sometimes it's going to bring other people's issues up and it's going to force them to look at something they don't want to see maybe. Maybe they don't want to see their relationship with alcohol, and there you are stepping aside. It can be quite threatening. It sounds so like woo, but it's not. It's just, it can be uncomfortable. And I want you to understand that sometimes our self care practices, the rituals that we need, are going to inconvenience others. They're going to challenge others. They're going to make other people uncomfortable. But the fact is, we've made ourselves uncomfortable for so long. We haven't allowed our needs to be front and center, that we've stepped back and said, oh, wait a minute, I'm just going to go with, because that's what you do, right? Everybody else is doing it, I'm going to go along. But there's this little voice in us that says, what about me? This isn't good for me. I don't like how I feel. So I want you to just see, now this can be for anything, any habit you change. I'm sharing the alcohol version because it is pretty fraught with a lot of tension, often in social situations, which often by definition are all about the drinking. And here you are showing up saying no. So when I go to an event, and I often will say, up front, is there anything that I can bring? So if I'm going to somebody else's house, and I might actually say, I'm going to bring a bottle of wine that I have, since I don't drink, I'm going to bring an alcohol-free beverage. So being upfront and direct is a really easy way to do it. Don't explain unless you want to. Definitely don't apologize. Simply just say, hey, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'd like to bring something, and I'm also going to bring a bottle of alcohol-free wine. I don't know if you know, but I don't drink. Period. That's it. It's not some big explanation. The more you explain, the more you're open for input. And frankly, this is a decision between you and you. It doesn't really require anybody else's input. You may seek it. You may want to have a conversation. You may be fascinated by the path that you're on and people are showing interest and you share it. Like, this is what I've learned by making this choice. But self-care requires that we hold on to who we are regardless of where we are. We may feel like we're being high maintenance. All of those triggers kind of come up, like, oh my gosh, I definitely have felt the way, like, oh, I'm so high maintenance. Why can't I just go with it? Well, the fact is, I can, and I choose not to, because I know who I am and I know what I need. And I'm not willing to throw myself under the bus anymore. I'm not willing to lose a day because I didn't have the courage to say, this is who I am and this is what I need, and I'm going to provide for me. We don't want to expect the world to just have it all taken care of. We have to pack our diaper bags. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean it in an empowering way. Make sure you bring what you need for you. So I discovered alcohol-free beverages because I love the experience of wine. As I told you before, the glass, the whole thing, so elegant, so glamorous. And I even like the taste. I just don't like what it does to my body and what it does to my mind and my mouth and everything. So there are tons of resources of really high quality alcohol-free wines being made at some of the best wineries, and I'm enjoying it immensely. I have a glass every night. I have beautiful stemware. I put it there. I actually take it with me. As I said, I keep some at my mom's. My sister keeps some for me. I'm very lucky. I'm very supported. But it's, again, asking that question, what do I need? So how do we stand in our power? How do we make our choices that might inconvenience others? We don't explain a whole heck of a lot, especially if our habit is a little wobbly, if we're still just testing something out. You just want to say, yeah, I'm not drinking, period. Or I don't feel good when I drink. This is read the situation, but I want you to just stand in your power. So I pack my own bag. I bring the foods or the drinks or whatever it is that I need, I bring with me. And I do get direct and articulate what I'm doing, just so that somebody doesn't take offense. But the fact is, I'm going to do me, no matter what zip code I'm in, no matter what home I'm in, whatever country I'm in. The fact is, we have to be consistent with our self-care practices. And we have to learn how to advocate for ourselves in real time, how to stand in our power when that's being challenged or tested. So less is more. Don't give away a lot of information. Say simply, I'm not drinking. I'm going to bring my own bottle if you don't mind. And I hope if anybody wants to taste it, there's plenty. I'd love to share it. And what I find is everybody drinks whatever I bring. Like, they're shocked that it could be so nice. And the fact is, we don't want to trigger deprivation. I don't want to be deprived, because if I feel deprived, then self-care in my mind is going to stink. Like, it's going to suck. Self-care is going to be associated with misery and deprivation. And a lot of us have that idea. But when we advocate for ourselves, when we provide for ourselves, when we have our own backs, self-care isn't about deprivation at all. Self-neglect is deprivation. The deprivation of feeling like crap the next day because I drank because I didn't have the courage to say no, right? Or I ate too much because I drank and I just got careless. I forgot the path that I'm on and I don't feel good and I'm not willing to waste a day. That's deprivation. So we need to reframe how self-care shows up in our lives, how we show up for self-care, how we show up for ourselves. So be real.